Sodanandana Brajadanarandana Jaya Brajadanarandana Yamunadiravarachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Yamunadiravarachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Yamunadiravarachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Girivardhari Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Girivardhari Sodanandana Brajadanarandana Jaya Brajadanarandana Sodanandana Brajadanarandana Jaya Brajadanarandana Yamunatiravarachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Yamunatiravarachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Yamunatiravarachari Jaya Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Bhrividakasharya Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shiguro Shiyuta Parakamalam Shigurum Vaishnavam Scha Shirupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Vrijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shiva Sakanzitamscha Hey Krishna Karna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Prashubhanu Sutta Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Panchakalpa Truviyascha Kripa Sindhu Vyevacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prunitananda Shadvaiti Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya So, I'm reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 2, Daksha curses Lord Shiva, text number 9. Shruyatam Brahmarshayo me Sahadeva Sahagnaya Sadhunam Bruvato Vritam Nagyanan Na Cha Matsarat Shruyatam Brahmarshayo me Sahadeva Sahagnaya Sadhunam Bruvato Vritam Nagyanan Chamatsarat Shruyatam Brahmarshayo Hadeva Sahagnaya Harinam Ruvatam Matsara. Ladies. Sadhunam Bruvato Ritam Nagyana Nachamatsara Shruyatam Brahmarshayo me Sahadeva Sahagnaya Sadhunam Bruvato Ritam Yana Chamatsara Shruyatam. Here Brahma Rishaya. O sages among the Brahmanas, may unto me Sahadeva, O demigods, Sahaganaya, O fire gods, Sadhunam, of the gentle, Purvata, speaking, Ritam, the manners, Na, not, Agyanat, from ignorance, Na cha, and not, Matsarat, from envy. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. All sages, brahmanas and fire gods present, please hear me with attention, for I speak about the manners of gentle persons. I do not speak out of ignorance or envy. Purport. In speaking against Lord Shiva, Daksha tried to pacify the assembly by presenting in a very tactful way that he was going to speak about the manners of gentle persons. Although this naturally might affect some unmannerly upstarts, and the assembly might be unhappy because they did not want even unmannerly upstarts persons to be offended. In other words, he was in complete knowledge that he was speaking against Lord Shiva in spite of Lord Shiva's spotless character. Out of envy as far as envy is concerned, from the very beginning he was envious of Lord Shiva, therefore he could not distinguish his own particular envy. Although he spoke like a man in ignorance, he wanted to cover his statements by saying that he was not speaking for impudence and envious reasons. So the verse again. Shruyatam Brahmarshayo me Sahadeva Sahagnaya Sadhunam Bruvato Vritam Na Gyanan Nacha Matsarat. All sages, brahmanas, and fire gods present, please hear from me with attention. When I speak about the manners of gentle persons, I do not speak out of envy, ignorance, or envy. Namo Vishnu Vidaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Dhanamane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Srinivade Paskadyade Satarne. In the Srimad Bhagavatam it is said, Yasyasti Bhaktir Bhagavad Akinchana Savar Gunastatra Samasate Sara Hara Bhaktasya Kuto Maha Gunan Manorate Nasati Dabato Bahi. Yasyasti Bhaktir Bhagavad Akinchana. So Yasyasti Asti Bhaktir. So one who has developed devotional service, they acquire all the good qualities of the demigods. Yasyasti Bhaktir Bhagavad Akinchana. But Akinchana means something, and Akinchana means nothing. In other words, one who doesn't think oneself to be the proprietor of this material energy, thinks himself to simply to be Krishna's servant, and therefore is actually in contact in Krishna consciousness, then they acquire all the good qualities. As Krishna has 64 qualities in an unlimited way, so one who becomes actually conscious of Krishna develops at least 50 of those qualities, or 55 of them, quantitatively in a minute way, but qualitatively equal to Krishna. Just like if one puts the iron into the fire, then the fire gets hotter, the iron gets hotter and hotter and hotter until it finally takes on the same qualities that the fire has. Wherever one touches the iron, it'll act just like fire. Similarly, one who's in contact with Krishna, they develop the good qualities that Krishna has, at least to some small quantity, but at least some of the qualities. But Harava Bhaktasya Kuto Maha Gunan, that one who's not a devotee of Hari, although they may manifest temporarily good qualities, but they're ultimately, it says, Manorate Nasati Davato Bahi, they're on the mental platform. The mental platform means that they've developed the good qualities by using their intelligence, undoubtedly following Krishna's instructions, either through the Vedas or directly through Krishna's transcendental instructions in disciple succession. But they never really understood that they're supposed to connect with Krishna and become a servant of Krishna. One who uses one's intelligence to develop good qualities outside of Krishna consciousness, they're using Krishna in order to get some material benefit. And therefore they're actually on the mental platform, because they're not really taking shelter of Krishna, they're trying to do some business with Krishna. And once the business is ended, then because they're on the mental platform, therefore they become attracted to the lower qualities of material nature. Generally, people are interested in this material world in 4 basic principles: eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. And if Krishna can help further one's sense gratification, then sometimes people even take to the process of Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness can be developed, or at least to some extent developed, through the process of varna and ashram, controlling the mind and senses by following Lord Vishnu's instructions, or sacrificing for Vishnu, or directly through the process of pure devotional service. In any case, dharmasya hiha apadharmasya. Dharmak swanusitak pumsam vishvaksena katasu yat no padayat yadiratim shrama eva hi kevalam. The duties dharma executed by men are owing so much useless labor if they don't invoke attraction for the message of the personality of Godhead. Or in other places it says that if one executes all penance, austerity, and sacrifice, but doesn't become Krishna conscious, then what is the use of so much penance, austerity, and sacrifice? And if one becomes Krishna conscious, what is the use of performing so much penance, austerity, and sacrifice? In other words, the whole idea of all the penance, sacrifice, austerity, the whole Vedic literature is ultimately to help us become conscious of Krishna, without which everything simply remains, at best, pious activity. So here Daksha, he's been elevated to a very high post in this universe, undoubtedly due to sacrifice, charity, and austerity over many lifetimes. But because his aim was not to please Krishna, it was to please himself by getting an important post in the universe. Therefore, he was subjected to the lower modes of material nature. As a matter of fact, one who is competing to get a higher post in the material world is generally doing so in order to become the most prominent person in the universe. And therefore, one ultimately becomes envious of everyone above oneself, or even below. So, since he couldn't become Lord Shiva immediately, he certainly couldn't become Lord Vishnu, and he wasn't Lord Brahma. Undoubtedly, to some extent, there was some envy against all his superiors, of which Lord Shiva, he had an excuse to manifest his enviousness, being that Lord Shiva was his son-in-law. Therefore in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Idam tu te guyatamam pravaksham anushuyave jnana vijnana sahitam yaj gyatva moksha se shubha. Because you're never envious of me, or Arjuna, I'll explain to you this, both this knowledge, confidential knowledge about devotional service. So one cannot actually take up the real process of devotional service until one becomes free from envy. Because envy ultimately is enviousness against Krishna. If we're envious against a relatively more insignificant person who's displaying just a fraction of Krishna's qualities, what to speak of how much enviousness we display against Krishna who has unlimited qualities. Therefore, in the very beginning of the Bhagavatam, it says, Dharmak sonustitak pumsam, Dharma priyojita kaitavotra nimatsaranam satam. The Bhagavatam is actually meant for non-envious persons. Otherwise, how can one understand the Bhagavatam, which is ultimately meant in glorifying Krishna, especially his activities in Vrindavan? How can one understand Krishna? It's not possible if one is envious of Krishna. The illusory energy has covered all the conditioned souls in this material world because there are enviousness against Krishna. Vayam dvitiya biniveshitasyad itadipatasya viparyo smriti. Instead of trying to become Krishna's servant, everyone in this material world is trying to become Krishna, trying to eliminate Krishna in a subtle way or in a gross way. Modern newspapers, television, radio, the internet, generally speaking, they're not proclaiming Krishna's glories. They're trying to put some insignificant person in Krishna's place and pretend that this person should be the center of our attention. They're actually trying to distract us from the Supreme. Similarly, Daksha, being envious of Krishna, thought he was the center of attention. And he was resentful that Shiva did not put him in the center of his attention. Because Lord Shiva was meditating upon Vishnu, the actual center of attention. So Daksha, more or less, at this moment fell into the category of the demons. And being offensive against a Mahabhagavat, such as Lord Shiva, one of the Mahajans, Swayambhur, Narada, Shambhu, one of the 12 Mahajans in the Bhagavatam. Here, this story is given to us, or this pastime, in order to show us the effects of being envious against the Vaishnava. That by the mercy of a Vaishnava, one can become in contact with Krishna. And by offenses against a Vaishnava, one will simply come in contact with the lower modes of nature, which will chastise one. Therefore, although it seems that this offense was not as significant as some other offenses that could be made, still, once we become offensive against great personality, generally speaking, those offenses, they grow until they produce the effect where we have to reap the result, the fruit. When Haridas Thakur was in Bhopal, and there was living a big tax collector, Ramachandra Khan. Haridas Thakur was known to be a Mahaman, but a great devotee, and therefore he was the object of everyone's praise and appreciation. Ramachandra Khan, trying to become the center of everyone's attention, could not tolerate that, and therefore he devised a plan to make a scandal against Haridas Thakur. So he sent one beautiful prostitute to seduce Haridas Thakur in the middle of the night. Of course, we know that failed. Instead, she became a pure devotee and a disciple of Haridas Thakur. Later on, when Lord Nityananda came to Bhopal, or at least around that area where Ramachandra Khan was living, then he came to Ramachandra's house along with many of his followers, and he was staying on the outside of the house known as the Durga Mandapa, and Ramachandra Khan was on the inside of the house. So when a servant came and said that Lord Nityananda, along with his associates, are here, they'd like to stay here, and he said, no, he said, he has too many men, let him go. Better he finds a cowherd man's place. Let him stay in the night there. So Haridas, when Lord Nityananda heard this, then he laughed and said, this place is not suitable for a cow-killing Muslim. The offense that Ramachandra Khan committed against Haridas Thakur was now beginning to bear fruit, that fact that he became even offensive against the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Nityananda. Lord Nityananda left, and Ramachandra Khan told his servant, wherever Lord Nityananda's feet touched the ground, wherever his associates, their feet touched the ground, dig up that earth and throw it outside the house. So this is a result of how Maya takes away one's intelligence, so that such demoniac persons don't get any opportunity for spiritual advancement. Imagine Lord Nityananda coming to your house and then telling him to leave, not even going out and seeing him. And then after he leaves, you dig up the earth wherever his lotus feet touched, and you throw it outside. So this obviously is Maya taking away your intelligence, because of its offense against Haridas Thakur. And Ramachandra Khan's occupation was a tax collector, but because he was a demon, therefore his collecting taxes was also illegal. He was cheating the government, and so the minister came and arrested Ramachandra Khan, imprisoned his whole family, and then killed a cow in the very spot where Lord Nityananda was and roasted it for 3 days. And then the Muslims plundered the whole village, because it's Prabhupada's rights that not only oneself becomes subjected to sinful reactions if one offends a Vaishnava or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but the entire city where Ramachandra Khan was living was destroyed. So here, Daksha, he's saying he's going to be very gentle. He's not talking out of ignorance or envy. So this is called duplicity. Not that I'm stealing, probably gives the example. Someone, a householder, is living on the second floor of his house. He hears some noise in his house, comes downstairs, or wakes up, calls out, "Is anyone there?" And the man calls out, I'm not stealing. So of course he's stealing. No matter how much he protests that he's not stealing, it's obvious that he's stealing. So no matter how much Daksha is going to pretend that he's not envious or talking out of ignorance, the result will be that his head will be cut off, as we probably know. It'll be replaced with a goat's head. So obviously he did something wrong. If Krishna is actually in control of this universe and everyone gets exactly what they deserve, then Daksha, he didn't become a goat, half goat, for nothing. Because some people are very slow in learning, as we'll find out later on in the Bhagavatam, Daksha again, when he comes back in his next birth, he now offends in his subsequent birth. Even he becomes a powerful personality again, even though he becomes more or less like a devotee of Lord Shiva, but now he offends Narada Muni in his next birth. So it doesn't seem like he learned very much. So we should take note, it's not that if I have a big position or I have some influence in this material world, that's going to help me learn how to become Krishna conscious. The pride that one develops due to one's material so-called position, upadhis, sometimes impedes one from understanding oneself to be simply an insignificant servant of the Krishna's servants, and therefore one does not even recognize who Krishna and what to speak of his servants. And because of that, if one is not inclined to serve the spiritual energy, one will be forced to serve the material energy, of which ignorance and envy are quite prominent. No one came to the material world to imitate Krishna out of love for Krishna. One comes here out of enviousness, and then one immediately becomes covered by ignorance, by which one thinks himself to be the controller and the possible enjoyer of the material energy. So I'll stop there. Thank you. Any questions? Yes.
How to become free from enviousness?
Become Krishna conscious. Develop love for Krishna. If we love Krishna, then since he's the complete whole, then naturally we'll love everyone and everything in relation to him. And if we don't love Krishna, we won't love anyone. If we're envious of Krishna, we'll be envious of everyone. and how much we pretend that we love someone or their friend, ultimately the basis of material existence is enviousness. Yes.
By punishment, it is possible somebody to be free from, to escape somehow envy.
Maybe, if they have some intelligence. If you beat an ass with a stick, he may obey you for some time, but he probably hasn't learned very much about what he did wrong. He may learn some respect for the stick, but he probably won't learn what he's doing wrong very easily. Anything else? Yes.
It's a story like Ganesh was the guardian of Parvati, so he didn't let Shiva to enter to Parvati. So also.
No, he didn't let Parvati enter. Oh, maybe Shiva. Yeah, Shiva.
And he cut off the head of Ganesh, and then replaced it with the elephant head. So it's any similarity?
Not really. Ganesh was just doing his duty, what he was asked to do by his mother. But
Yes, but the punishment was the same.
not exactly.
The head is different.
I mean, Ganesh retained all his power. Ganesh is a very powerful demigod. He remained a pure devotee of Lord Krishna, Lord Nrsingadev. He just got a different head. But nothing changed. On the other hand, Daksha, having the goat's head, became minimized in his position. Ganesh became even more exalted. Ultimately, it's a matter of consciousness. Daksha's consciousness was actually improved when he got the head of a goat. He realized he had made a mistake. But Ganesh didn't actually make a mistake. He was just doing his service, and therefore his position as a servant became even more exalted. Anything else? Thank you very much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande.